Namaste, my beloved friends. Let me begin today's special podcast with a beautiful devotional line from a bhajan that has always touched my heart. जिसकी लागी रे लगन भगवान से, उसका दिया रे जलेगा तूफान में. For one who has developed a deep devotion to God, their lamp will keep burning even in the most difficult storm. What a profound message. Life may bring storms, there may be uncertainty, there may be delays, there may be disappointments, there may be moments when nothing seems to move according to our plans. But the one whose heart remains connected with the divine never truly loses hope. His outer circumstances may change, but the light within continues to shine. And perhaps this is the very message that the universe is trying to give us through the beautiful combination of two powerful celestial events unfolding over the coming days. On 24th July, Mercury turns direct, bringing the period of Mercury retrograde to an end. Then just a few days later, we are blessed with the sacred vibrations of Guru Purnima, celebrated under the powerful full moon in Capricorn. This year's Guru Purnima begins on the evening of 28th July at around 6 pm IST and continues until 8 pm IST on 29th July. I find this timing deeply meaningful. Mercury turning direct brings clarity after confusion. Guru Purnima reminds us to surrender after understanding. And the full moon in Capricorn inspires us to transform that understanding into sincere action. First, Mercury asks us to think clearly. Then, the Guru teaches us to see clearly. Finally, Capricorn reminds us to act sincerely. And so, in today's special Guru Purnima podcast, I shall explain the positive impact of Mercury turning direct, the deeper spiritual significance of the full moon in Capricorn, and what these two powerful celestial events may bring for each of the 12 zodiac signs. And towards the end of this podcast, I shall also share a beautiful story told by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, a story that is deeply close to my heart and one that beautifully reveals the transforming grace of a true Guru. But before we understand the predictions, let us first understand the deeper message that the universe is trying to convey. This year, Mercury turning direct comes very close to the sacred vibrations of Guru Purnima. I do not believe this is merely a coincidence. Spiritually, these two events beautifully complement one another. During Mercury retrograde, many of us were compelled to revise our plans, rethink our decisions, revisit old situations, repair relationships, restructure priorities, and reanalyze our lives. Outwardly, it appeared as delay, confusion, or uncertainty, but inwardly, it was an invitation to become more conscious. And then, just as Mercury regains its direct motion, we are blessed with the sacred full moon of Guru Purnima in Capricorn. Do you see the symbolism? First comes reflection, then comes action. First comes clarity, then comes implementation. And this is precisely the nature of Capricorn, Makar Rashi. Capricorn is not merely a zodiac sign. Capricorn is a state of consciousness. It is the sign of disciplined effort, responsibility, implementation, commitment, and purposeful action. In the Kala Purush Kundali, Capricorn occupies the 10th house, the house of karma, profession, responsibility, reputation, contribution, and meaningful work. That is why Capricorn naturally represents the spirit of the Karma Yogi. But who is Karma Yogi? The Bhagavad Gita tells us that a Karma Yogi is one who performs every duty with sincerity, excellence, and complete dedication, yet without attachment to the fruits of action. Such a person works not merely for personal success but as an offering to the divine. A Karma Yogi is not lazy, neither is he restless. He simply keeps doing what is right, with sincerity, with discipline, with devotion. That is why Samartha Ramdas Swami gave us one of the most practical teachings ever written. He writes, केल्याने होत आहे रे, आधी केलेची पाहिजे. By doing, things happen, but first one must begin to do. Do not merely think, do not merely plan, do not merely discuss, act. Because action is the bridge between intention and destiny. Mercury gives us the clarity to think. Capricorn gives us the courage to implement. Mercury refines the intellect. Capricorn transforms that refined intellect into meaningful action. And when both energies combine around Guru Purnima, they give us a beautiful spiritual formula. Think clearly, act sincerely, surrender completely. When I think of Karma Yoga, two great masters immediately come to my mind. Swami Vivekananda was one of the greatest Karma Yogis of modern times. He did not merely teach Karma Yoga, he lived it. Every breath of his life was dedicated to the selfless upliftment of humanity. Likewise, Paramahans Yogananda, although remembered across the world for teaching Kriya Yoga, was also a shining example of Karma Yoga. His entire life became an instrument through which millions were inspired towards higher consciousness through tireless selfless action. That is the spirit of Capricorn, Makar Rashi. To work, to serve, to contribute, to live the world slightly better than we found it. Now let us go one step deeper. This beautiful Guru Purnima full moon begins in Uttarashadha Nakshatra and gradually moves into Shravan Nakshatra. Every nakshatra has its own message. Uttarashadha awakens leadership, perseverance, integrity, and the determination to fulfill one's responsibilities. But this is not the leadership of speeches and promises. This is leadership through action. It is the leader who walks the talk. Shravan Nakshatra, on the other hand, awakens the desire to learn, to listen, to contemplate, and to receive wisdom. It is deeply connected with devotion, companionship, sacred knowledge, literature, music, and the refinement of the heart. The greatest listener ultimately becomes the greatest learner. And then comes Dhanishta Nakshatra, the next Capricorn vibration, which directs energy into achievement, influence, authority, recognition, and the ability to manage resources effectively. It naturally asks, what can I build? What can I achieve? What legacy shall I leave behind? So beautifully, this full moon carries us from leadership through action into wisdom through listening. Isn't that exactly what Guru Purnima is? The Guru teaches, the disciple listens, the disciple reflects, and finally the disciple begins to live the teaching. As Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi beautifully explained, total surrender does not happen on the very first day. It unfolds slowly and naturally as the seeker matures through life. The ego gradually loosens its grip, and what once seemed impossible begins to feel effortless. Mercury governs the intellect. It governs analysis, logic, reasoning, arguments, calculations, and the constant movement of the mind. These are wonderful gifts, but there comes a point on the spiritual journey where even the intellect must bow down. Because God cannot be calculated, grace cannot be analyzed, love cannot be proved, and surrender cannot be understood through logic. It can only be lived. That is why Sant Kabir makes a very bold statement. He says, if you wish to become my disciple, first you must cut off your head. Of course, Kabir is not speaking about the physical head. He is pointing towards something far deeper. He is asking us to put aside the head filled with endless logic, intellectual pride, arguments, and constant analysis. Only when the restless mind begins to dissolve can the heart truly open to surrender. The head seeks proof, the heart seeks truth. The head wants to understand, the heart wants to experience. And once the disciple reaches the state of surrender, another beautiful verse of Sant Kabir reveals the glory of the Guru. Guru Govind dau khade काके लागू पाए बलिहारी गुरु अपने गोविंद दियो बताए. If both the Guru and God were standing before me, whose feet should I touch first? I would first bow before my Guru, because it was my Guru who showed me the way to God. What a profound truth. The Guru does not stand between you and God. The Guru removes everything that stands between you and God. Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi beautifully reminded us that the real measure of spiritual progress is not how much information we collect, but how much unnecessary movement of the mind begins to disappear. As unwanted thoughts reduce and the mind becomes capable of resting in stillness, the veil hiding our true self gradually falls away. The self does not have to be achieved, it is already there. Only the noise has to end. Perhaps that is the greatest blessing of Mercury turning direct. Not merely that external confusion settles, but that inner confusion also begins to dissolve. The greatest Mercury is not the one that helps you speak brilliantly. The greatest Mercury is the one that finally becomes silent before the Guru. And one more beautiful observation. If your moon, ascendant or sun is placed in Uttarashadha nakshatra or Shravan nakshatra, you are likely to experience some very meaningful developments during this sacred Guru Purnima week beginning on 29th July. For many of you, this may become a week of important realizations, blessings from mentors, spiritual growth, career movement, or inner transformation. With that beautiful prayer in our hearts, let us now understand what Mercury turning direct and the Guru Purnima full moon in Capricorn have in store for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let us begin with Aries.
Aries, Mesh Rashi.
For Aries, Mercury turning direct can bring a sense of relief in professional matters. Pending conversations, interviews, paperwork, or workplace decisions may finally begin moving forward. The full moon in Capricorn also highlights your career and public image. So some of you may receive recognition, appreciation, or greater responsibility. In relationships, communication becomes easier and mentally you begin to feel lighter and more focused.
Taurus, Vrushab Rashi.
For Taurus, Mercury direct helps you think more clearly about money, career plans, and future priorities. If there were misunderstandings within the family, especially regarding finances or responsibilities, those conversations may now become smoother. The full moon in Capricorn can also open your mind towards higher learning, travel, spiritual wisdom, or guidance from a mentor. Health improves when you return to a disciplined and balanced routine.
Gemini, Mithun Rashi.
For Gemini, Mercury is your ruling planet, so its direct movement can bring a noticeable shift. You may feel more confident, more expressive, and more certain about your decisions. Career discussions and business matters can begin moving again. The full moon in Capricorn may also bring clarity in matters related to loans, taxes, investments, or shared finances. Emotionally, you may feel ready to release something that has been weighing heavily on your mind.
Cancer, Kark Rashi.
For Cancer, Mercury turning direct may help you understand what has been troubling you internally. Career plans that felt confusing can begin to take a clearer shape. The full moon in Capricorn falls in your relationship sector, so marriage, partnerships, and emotional bonds may come into focus. Some important conversation can bring healing, closure, or greater understanding. As emotional pressure reduces, sleep and overall health may also improve.
Leo, Singh Rashi.
For Leo, Mercury direct can improve networking, professional communication, and support from friends or influential people. A delayed opportunity may return in a better form. The full moon in Capricorn turns your attention towards work routine, daily responsibilities, and health. You may suddenly realize that certain habits need to change. Better discipline and better time management can make you feel stronger and more productive.
वर्गो कन्या राशि,
For Virgo, Mercury direct can be especially supportive because Mercury rules your sign. Delayed career movement, recognition, business discussions, or important decisions may now begin progressing. The full moon in Capricorn brings attention to creativity, romance, children, and personal happiness. You may feel more confident about expressing yourself. Health also improves when you reduce overthinking and allow yourself some genuine rest and enjoyment.
लिब्रा तुला राशि,
For Libra, Mercury direct may bring clarity regarding travel, higher education, publishing, legal matters, or long term career direction. Advice from a teacher, mentor, or experienced person may prove very useful. The full moon in Capricorn highlights home and family matters for you. Some of you may take an important decision regarding property, relocation, or family responsibilities. Inner peace will directly influence your health during this period.
स्कॉर्पियो वृश्चिक राशि,
For Scorpio, Mercury direct can help resolve complicated matters related to loans, taxes, inheritances, business finances, or shared resources. Professionally, something that was hidden or unclear may finally come into the open. The full moon in Capricorn strengthens communication, writing, learning, and short distance travel. A meaningful conversation can change your perspective. As emotional burdens begin to reduce, your health may gradually improve.
सैजिटेरियस धनु राशि,
For Sagittarius, Mercury turning direct can improve business partnerships, agreements, negotiations, and personal relationships. Misunderstandings may finally begin to settle through calm and patient communication. The full moon in Capricorn highlights money, savings, family responsibilities, and self worth. You may feel inspired to become more practical with finances. Greater emotional balance can also have a positive impact on your physical well being.
कैप्रिकॉर्न मकर राशि,
For Capricorn, Mercury direct helps you organize your work, responsibilities, and daily routine in a better way. Pending tasks and delayed projects may begin moving towards completion. The full moon takes place in your own sign, so this can be a powerful emotional turning point. You may feel ready to release an old identity, make an important personal decision, or begin a fresh chapter in your life. This clarity can bring renewed confidence and better health.
एक्वेरियस कुंभ राशि,
For Aquarius, Mercury direct allows creativity, communication, teaching, writing, and innovative ideas to flow more naturally. Career opportunities connected with media, education, business, or technology may become more favorable. The full moon in Capricorn brings a need for rest, reflection, and emotional release. You may feel drawn towards meditation, solitude, or spiritual healing. Proper sleep and mental peace becomes especially important now.
पाइसिस मीन राशि,
For Pisces, Mercury direct can bring clarity in matters related to family, property, relocation, and long term career planning. Conversations at home may become more supportive and peaceful. The full moon in Capricorn highlights friendships, networking, and future goals. Helpful people may enter your life, or an old connection may become useful again. Emotional stability and proper rest can bring noticeable improvement in your health. And with that, we come to the end of the predictions for all 12 zodiac signs. But before I conclude this special Guru Purnima podcast, I want to share something that goes far beyond astrology, planetary movements, predictions, and external events. Because ultimately, the purpose of every spiritual teaching is not merely to tell us what may happen in life, but to awaken us to who we truly are. And that is why I want to end with a beautiful parable of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, a story that is deeply close to my heart and perfectly captures the transforming power of the Guru. Just the other day, I was reading one of Ramakrishna Paramahansa's parables. I love it. I read it again and again whenever I came across it. It is the whole story of the master being a catalytic agent. The story is a tigress died while giving birth to a cub, and the cub was brought up by goats. Of course, the tiger believed himself to be a goat also. It was simple, natural. Brought up by the goats, living with the goats, he believed that he was a goat. He remained a vegetarian, eating and chewing grass. He had no conception. Not even in his dreams could he dream that he was a tiger. And he was a tiger. Then one day it happened that an old tiger came across this herd of goats. And that old tiger could not believe his eyes. A young tiger was walking amidst the goats. Neither were the goats afraid of the tiger, nor were they aware that the tiger was walking amongst them. The tiger was also walking like a goat. The old tiger somehow got hold of the young tiger because it was difficult to catch hold of him. He escaped, he tried, he cried, he screamed, he was afraid, he was shivering with fear. All the goats escaped and he was also trying to escape with them. But the old tiger got hold of him and pulled him towards the lake. He would not go. He resisted just the way that you are always doing. He tried his best not to go. He was scared to death, crying and weeping. But the old tiger wouldn't allow him. The old tiger still pulled him and took him to the lake. The lake was silent like a mirror. He forced the young tiger to look into the water. He saw with tearful eyes. The vision was not clear, but the vision was there. That he looked just like the old tiger. Tears disappeared and a new sense of being arose. The goat started disappearing from the mind. He was no more a goat, but he could not believe his own enlightenment. Still the body was shivering a little. He was afraid. He was thinking, maybe I am imagining. How can a goat turn so suddenly into a tiger? It is not possible. It has never happened. It never happens that way. He couldn't believe his own eyes. But now the first spark, the first ray of light had entered into his being. He was no more the same really. He could never be the same again. The old tiger took him to his cave. Now he was not so resistant, not so reluctant, not so afraid. By and by, he was getting bold, gathering courage. He started walking like a tiger as he went to the cave. The old tiger gave him some meat to eat. It is difficult for a vegetarian, almost impossible, but the old tiger wouldn't listen. He forced him to eat. When the nose of the young tiger came near the meat, something happened. From the smell, something deep in his being, which had been fast asleep, was awakened. He was pulled, attracted towards the meat, and he started eating. Once he tasted the meat, a roar burst through his being. The goat disappeared in that roar, and the tiger was there in his beauty and splendor. This is the whole process, and an old tiger is needed. That is the trouble. The old tiger is here, and howsoever you try to dodge this way and that, it is not possible. You are reluctant, you are difficult to bring to the lake, but the old master will bring you. You have been eating grass your whole life. You have completely forgotten the smell of meat, but the master will force you to eat it. Once the taste is there, the roar will burst. In that explosion, the goat will disappear and a Buddha will be born. So you need not worry about where the master is going to get so many Buddhas to study. The master will produce them. My beloved friends, this beautiful parable carries the very essence of Guru Purnima. And perhaps that is why this period feels so sacred. Mercury has just turned direct. The mind gradually regains clarity. Confusion begins to settle. But Guru Purnima reminds us that beyond the clarity of the mind lies something far greater, the awakening of the soul. On Guru Purnima, it is not compulsory that you physically visit the shrine, temple, samadhi, or ashram of your Guru. External pilgrimage has its own beauty, but the greatest pilgrimage always happens within your own heart. What is truly important is that you remember your Guru, you remember his love, you remember his blessings, you remember how patiently he guided you when you were lost. You remember how he saw something divine within you even when you yourself had forgotten it. That is the work of a true Guru. The Guru does not create your divinity. The Guru reveals your divinity. Just as the old tiger did not transform the young tiger into something new, he simply revealed what had always been there. Likewise, the Guru does not make you divine. He reminds you that you have always been divine. You are born with the strength of a tiger, yet life, circumstances, fears, and worldly conditioning convinced you that you were only a goat. The Guru simply takes you to the still lake of self-awareness and says, "Look." And in that moment of grace, you recognize your own true nature. That is why the significance of the Guru is beyond words. Saint Kabir expressed this truth so beautifully. If Guru and God both stand before me, whose feet should I touch first? I shall bow first before my Guru, because it was my Guru who introduced God to me. What a profound statement. The Guru never stands between you and God. the Guru removes everything that stands between you and God. So on this sacred Guru Purnima, do not worry if you cannot travel to your Guru's temple, shrine, samadhi or ashram. Sit quietly, close your eyes, remember your Guru, offer your gratitude. Remember the moments when His grace protected you, corrected you, strengthened you, awakened you. Remember the countless invisible blessings that shaped your journey. Whether your Guru is physically near or far, whether your Guru is living in the body or has left the physical world, the connection of the heart is beyond distance. Where there is sincere remembrance, there is presence. Where there is gratitude, there is grace. Where there is surrender, the Guru is already there. As Mercury turns direct, may your mind become clearer, your words become wiser, your relationships become more harmonious, your career move forward with confidence, and your health becomes stronger. But above all, may your heart move one step closer to surrender. May you stop living like the goat of fear and limitation and awaken to the tiger of courage, awareness, and divine consciousness that has always lived within you. Let us all end this beautiful Guru Purnima with the soothing and powerful Rama mantra. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Chant this beautiful mantra on this beautiful Guru Purnima day. Wishing all my close followers a very blessed and deeply meaningful Guru Purnima. And my beloved friends, on Guru Purnima, you do not need to perform any fancy ritual, elaborate ceremony, or outward display of devotion. You simply need to remember your Guru. Remember his love. Remember his blessings. Remember his silent presence in your life. And above all, remain inwardly connected with him. Because once a true Guru accepts you, he never leaves you. As Neem Karoli Baba beautifully said, once I catch hold of you, I don't let go. You can leave me, but I won't leave you. That is the depth of the Guru's compassion. A true Guru may correct you, he may test you, he may remain silent, he may even appear distant, but once he has accepted you, his grace continues to work in ways that the ordinary mind may never fully understand. Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi repeatedly reminded us that the Guru need not always appear in a physical form. Many spiritually evolved seekers and devotees are guided by a Guru who is no longer physically present, or who may never have appeared before them in an ordinary human form. Yet they experience his guidance, protection, correction, and presence at every step of their spiritual journey. So never become restless in searching for a Guru in physical form. Because by searching desperately, you may find many teachers, but not necessarily your Guru. The truth is this: you do not find the Guru. When you become inwardly ready, the Guru finds you. He comes when your heart becomes prepared. He comes when your ego begins to soften. He comes when your life becomes ready to receive His grace. And He may come in a physical form. He may come through a book. He may come through a dream. He may come through silence. He may come through suffering. He may come through a sudden inner awakening. But when He comes, you will know. Not because someone will announce Him to you. I repeat, not because someone will announce Him to you, but because His presence will begin transforming you from within. Always remember this sacred truth. It is the Guru who chooses the disciple, not the disciple who chooses the Guru. The truth may sound hard, but truth is what I am here to share. On this Guru Purnima, may you remember your Guru with gratitude, humility, love, and complete surrender. May you remain connected with His grace. May you feel His presence within you and around you. And may His light continue to guide you through every storm of life. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।